Welcome to Section 5, Wrapping Up with Next Steps. In this section, we're going to take a look at further continuation where we will be building off of our authentication example that we saw in the previous section in Java. And then we'll kind of talk about next steps with Selenium WebDriver, different things you can do now that you know the basic building blocks. Then we will kind of do a quick recap and wrap up. Welcome to building off of our example in Java. In this video, basically what we're going to be doing is splitting up our test actions into reusable components and building our own tools and kind of our own framework for this specific project, which is the authentication example that we saw in the previous section. So go ahead and load up the same file that you have. Make sure that you're running the simple server for the index.html file that we've supplied with the code test. And what I want you to do is create a new package. You can call it pages, like you see right here. Within that package, go ahead and create two new classes, one called authPage and another one called basePage. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to be creating a base page. And basically what this is, it's just a skeleton that we're going to extend and kind of build off of. But what this is going to do is it's going to allow us to kind of encapsulate our various actions that we're doing in the tests. And basically, we'll be able to split that up into reusable components. So go ahead and add these imports. We'll start with org.openqa.selenium.webdriver. Notice that we're using WebDriver here instead of Firefox driver. The reason we're doing that is we want to make this as generic as possible. Since Firefox driver inherits the WebDriver class, we can get away with essentially just saying WebDriver for our base page, and any instance or any class that extends WebDriver, like Chrome driver or Firefox driver, our class will know what to do with that. So go ahead and add these imports, org.openqa, Selenium web element, and WebDriver weights, and also org.testng.assert. Now we're going to create a class called public class base page. We're going to create two attributes. There's public WebDriver, we'll say driver, and then also public WebDriver weight and weight. Now let's go ahead and create a constructor, public base page. We're going to pass an instance of WebDriver, and we're going to assign it to the class. So we'll say this.driver equals driver. Now we're going to create a click method, public void click. We'll pass in an instance of a web element, and essentially we'll just click that web element. And then we will be writing text. So say public void write text, pass in an instance of a web element and also a string of the text that we want to write. Then we'll call element.sendKeys and we'll pass the text. Same with read text. We'll say public string read text. We'll pass an instance of a web element, and then we're going to return element.getText. And then lastly, we'll create an assert equals. We'll say public void assert equals. We'll pass in an instance of web element, and then also the string of the expected text that we're expecting. Then we say assert.assert equals, and we're going to read the text from our web element that we pass in. We're going to assert that that equals the expected text, or the expected text, and we will print that out. Now go into authPage, which is the other class that is in your page package, and this is going to extend that base page that we just created. So we'll go ahead and import org.openqa.selenium.webdriver. Then we will import org.openqa.selenium.webelement, and then we're going to import our page objects that we created. Import pageObjects.loginPage, import pageObjects.createAccountPage. Now we say public class authPage extends base page. So we're using that skeleton that we just created. Now we will say public authPage, we pass in WebDriver, and then we call super driver. And essentially what this does is it calls the constructor in our base page class. Now let's go ahead and set up all of our web elements. So these are the locators that we have in our page objects. So we have a username locator, password locator, login button locator, welcome message locator, a create account link locator, and also a create account header locator. Now let's go ahead and define some page methods. So one thing that we're going to do in all of our tests is authenticate, or rather, we write text to the username field, we write text to the password field, then we click the login button. So we can do that by saying public auth page authenticate. We pass in the string username and the string password. We write the text username to the username locator. We write the text for the password to the password locator. Then lastly, we click the login button locator and we return. Now, we always want to check to make sure that we have logged in correctly. So we can create a method to do that. We will say public auth page verify login. We pass the string expected text. Then we call assert equals. We pass the welcome message locator and we assert that the expected text matches the welcome message locator. Now let's also go ahead and create a click account method. Basically, this will just click our create account link locator and then return. And lastly, we want to verify that the create account page has shown up. So we're going to pass in a string of expected text and we're going to say assert equals. We want to make sure that the expected text matches the create account header locator and then we return. Now let's go back into our login test, the main test that we just kind of refactored to work with the TestNG framework. And what you'll see is we have kind of by splitting things up and creating those additional page classes, we can now reduce a ton of the code and kind of create reusable components. So our imports kind of stay the same, except for down here, instead of importing the page objects, we just import pages.authPage. Everything else stays the same until we get to the test cases here. Now, basically all we have to do, we can remove a bunch of the code and replace it with just a couple of lines of code. So we say auth page, we assign it a new instance of auth page, we pass the driver, then we set our expected message, which for the happy path, we assume it says welcome back, registered user. And then we say authPage.authenticate. We pass in registered user 1234, and we say .verify login, and we pass the expected message. Then we sleep for 5,000 milliseconds just to visually verify. Now we do the same for the sad path. We create an instance of authPage, and we set the expected message, account not found, please sign up by clicking the link below. And then we set the expected header, which is create an account. Now we say authPage.authenticate, and we pass other user and QWERTY 1234. Then we say verify login, and we expect to see the account not found message. Then we click the create account, and then we verify signup page, which we pass expected header. And everything else stays the same. So as you can see, this reduces a ton of code and kind of allows us to create reusable components if we start building on the project or we want to test something similar somewhere else. This is a great way to do it. So let's go ahead and save all of this and build our project and run it again. All right, so we build the project and let's run it. So we spin it up, create an account. Yep, looks good. And we close. So that was a lot faster and everything looks good. Total tests run 2, passes 2, failure 0, skips 0. And everything is green over here. So there you have it. We just split everything up into reusable components and reduced a ton of our code.